Hi there. So, today is the 15th of February. I was going to do the day in the life yesterday, but it was CPI and I was out with my girlfriend. Just kidding, I'm single. But yeah, so I basically left it for today. So today I'm looking to watch quite a few ICT videos because I finally got to the part of the core mentorship that I was always asking myself, but where does he talk about this? So today I'm going to look at order blocks, mitigation blocks, breaker blocks, and rejection. I want to watch everything, so order blocks, mitigation blocks, breaker blocks, rejection blocks, propulsion blocks, vacuum blocks, liquidity voids, liquidity pools, but I have to be careful because I want to take everything in. So currently I'm in the process of watching the order blocks. So as said, I want to watch a lot of ICT videos, but I will probably stick to I'll probably stick to 5 if I can see that I'm able to be focused while doing it. I'm going to try to do it in the next maybe 3 hours. Then I'm going to have a call with a lawyer and I want to see if I find in my data is that all the trades that seem to be playing out were actually trades that not only had the fair value gap, but on the left you also had an order block to be tapped. So price normally would fill the fair value gap, but it would actually go to the order block, tap the order block, and then move in my direction. So the drawdown that I would experience sometimes, and I want to see how many times that actually was because price was going for the order block. And so because of that, I want to watch maybe 4 ICT videos while taking notes, while doing all that, and then going into my data to see if that's something that I'm going to implement. And it possibly is. And by the way, if anyone is wondering, I take notes on GoodNotes. I don't know if that focused really, but yeah, I take notes on GoodNotes on the iPad. I love to take notes with pen and paper, but I just don't seem to go back to them when I do that. So if it's more accessible, I'm expecting me to go onto the notes more often. So let me take you along throughout this day. Peace. So this is the TP for the challenge. It's not the same as I have on my personal account. On my personal account, I want to take the most amount of partials at the low, which I can show you the charts. So this is the challenge take profit, and this is where I'm going to take 70% of the partials on my main account. So while I was talking to the lawyer, the price really was approaching the take profit, and the thing is, I don't even know if it ended up going above the threshold needed in order to pass the challenge. But yeah, either way, take profit is still set. Trade is at break even because now if price wants to go above the high, then it has to go through order blocks, fair value gaps, and so on. So if it goes above my break even, it probably also goes above into a higher high. So let's see how it develops. Okay, so I've got this trade running almost to the first partial that I want to take. So let me get that going. Okay, so I've taken the first partial and now the rest of the trade is running onto the bigger lows right here, which is a 1 to 10 actually. I wasn't even aiming for this bigger trade. It's just that, well, that's how it shaped up. So taking everything on the rest of the challenge itself, the main account has its partials taken. You can see right there. So from the entry to the exit, which was where I set out to take the first partial for a 123.74. So I've taken most of the position out, which basically secured me 2.6% on that trade already. In the afternoon, there are 3 red news catalysts, which are core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing, and retail sales, which it's going to be on the screen right now. That's why I've taken most of the partial. I might take, just before it, I might take a little bit more off, just so I don't have that much exposure. And 1 to 4, 1 to 3.5, it's already quite good, so there's no need for me to be aiming for the fences. Either way, there's still an extra 3% that I can make if it goes to full take profit, but that's not really what I'm aiming for. I want those steady returns, steady equity curve going up. So yeah, I'm going to be monitoring the charts either way. And oh no, it's not at 3 p.m. It's actually in half an hour because it's 1 p.m. right now. So I might trim a little bit more off. I'm going to trim 10% more off. I've just trimmed 10% more, so 80% was off at 1 to 3.75 on the main account, because all the rest it's already done. So yeah, we'll see how that reacts. I'll break the trade down soon. In terms of ICT content, I've watched Reinforcing Order Block Theory, which was 3. I've watched 3.1, which was mitigation blocks. I've watched 3.2, which was breaker blocks. And I was going into rejection blocks, but then everything got caught up. So talking to the lawyer, talking to accountants, the trade, all of this got in the way. So I wasn't able to focus on that. I'm going to do in the afternoon. So yeah, for now, that's it. 80% was taken off here. So you can see this execution, which was the 70%. This execution was the 10%. So yeah, let's see how it develops. I'll react live with you to the retail news, to the core retail sales, and yeah, see ya. Okay, so 3 seconds for the news. Let's see, and we are expanding down, I guess. Yeah, so not doing anything besides now possibly taking full profit there, where the eye is. You can see right there. By the way, this is why you don't want to be trading news. Let's say that you were on the wrong side of this. All of a sudden, you're taking a big gap. And the only reason I have still this trade on is because it was all the way up from here. So, and it was at break even, it was only 20%. So yeah, now it's pulling back a lot. So it ran into basically 7.4R running at 5.6. And yeah, so I'm just chilling. It's 20% of volume, so not worrying too much. And we'll see how it develops. I'll keep you updated. Okay, so looking at price delivery, I've moved my stops basically to where the partials were. Now, I should have taken a little bit more partials right there, just 10% more, but now price is pulling back, as you can see. Price is pulling back just a little bit. So we'll see how delivery continues. If it moves down to something like 1.067, so if it breaks that low, I'll take just 10% more partials. But all the rest, most of the trade has already done. It's basically been 1 to 4. So we'll see how it continues developing. Okay, so this right now is the last line of defense that price has from moving bearish. Again, I guess could have taken some profits right there, but that's perfectly fine because everything was to be expected. My stop loss right now is right here, so for an extra 2.66. Still seeing if price wants to come to this area right here to take some partials, basically at 10670. So if that happens, I'm going to take some further partials, just 10%, and then I'll let the rest run to the lows. So we'll see how it develops. Just took further profits on the trade, and let's see how it continues developing. Okay, so now I'm letting the rest run. I've taken 90% of the position off, so the rest will only give me an extra 1%. But yeah, everything's been going good. These are the two next points of resistance, which are basically this wick right here and these equal lows. So yeah, let's see. But basically, I'm not going to take any more off from the trade. I'm going to wait for full take profit right there and manage the trade accordingly. I've actually changed the take profit from down here to up here because the difference here was 0.07%. So there was no need for me to be, well, trying to squeeze that. So price is just hanging around there, so we'll see. Okay, so I've just taken full profit. To which now you might say, oh dude, but it didn't reach your full take profit. And yes, that's true. The reason I decided to close the trade was because I want to go to the gym and I didn't want to go to the gym and let this take up mental capital. So my decision was to simply close the trade because it's not an extra 0.1% that is going to make a difference unless it's in 10 trades. Okay, I hear you. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to go to the gym right now and then I'll do the breakdown of the trade. Peace. We got chess today. Let's go. Okay, my friends, I'm going to be honest. So I was the last hour basically procrastinating. I was in my bed looking at the charts, watching some videos because I'm really tired for today. For the day, I was able to watch some ICT videos that I can say that I was concentrated on. I still want to watch one video and I still will watch that video. I had a call with the lawyer, then I was talking to my accountants and everything was kind of fussy, so that kind of tired me out a little bit more. Plus, like, having those trades open and like taking up some mental space, going to the gym and all that. So I will not force many more things today. I don't think it's needed because last time that I was extremely focused for a full day, I had one full week of just bad days and I want to avoid that at all costs again. So today, what I will still do, I won't review all trades that I set out to review from my backtesting data, but I still am going to do the ASR, I'm still going to do the markups, I'm still going to take you through the trade that I took today, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, so let me explain to you what is going to happen. I've just done all the ASR, I've just done all the markups, the daily recap, everything's put on Notion. If you want the Notion templates, it's going to be in the description. Now, I'm going to do the trade recap, and guess who's coming along? You, because now I'll always record a trade recap on every trade that I do, and I put them on the ASR, which is Advanced Self-Review, by the way, which is the reviewing of trades. You're coming along, and then we're going to go to the outro. So this was a 4.6% trade. And if you want to know why I took it, then let's get into it. Okay, so this is the trade recap for the trade that I took today at 10 a.m. on the 15th of February. So we had the mitigation of this fair value gap right here at the top. Then we had this break lower followed by yesterday, which with CPI tapped the daily fair value gap right here and retraced. So after this, basically on the daily, I'm expecting a bearish day. That's what I wrote on the forecast. And I'm expecting this low to be traded through. Then on the 4 hour, you can see that we basically had again this reaction on the fair value gap. Then we had move lower, move higher, move lower. Of course, this didn't break below this, but then you had this 4 hour fair value gap that got tapped if I just put this right here. But that's not the fair value gap that I was looking at. Then on the 1 hour, if we go, well, down to the 1 hour, you can see that we had this break lower, move higher, break lower. And this swept this low right here on the 4 hour fair value gap. And this is one thing that got me thinking that we may get through these equal highs right here, relative equal highs, before moving lower. But there was also this possible area to be traded to before breaking lower. So after looking at this fair value gap, I was already looking for shorts. If we would have come to these equal highs and I was in this trade, then it would be fine. I would have taken the loss and then taken a trade here at the highs. But we basically tapped the fair value gap, and after tapping the fair value gap, we had this break lower. Now, this was a beginning of London, so London swept the lows and then started moving up ascendingly, and that's why I have this eye right here. I was expecting these highs to go and then this high and the fair value gap to go, and if we go, I don't know why I have all this on. It was from the markup basically. So after this sweep of the lows, I'm expecting price to reach for buy side liquidity, and that's what happens right here. So price basically comes up to the fair value gap, sweeps this high right here, and it leaves this high unswept, which was directly a warning sign for me to be a little bit more patient. So price did sweep this high right here and start breaking lower, but it never broke with a solid candle. So because of that, I wasn't even looking at this fair value gap right here. Then price basically continued respecting these bullish order blocks and breaking higher. Then it respected this and it broke higher right there. And then what happens? We break higher, we sweep this high right here, and we form this bullish order block. But this bullish order block gets traded through right here. So it gets traded through, and afterwards, if we just go back with the bar replay, what do we have? So now we have a breaker. I don't know, to be honest, like I'm still studying. I don't know if this is called a breaker, but we have this order block, this bullish order block that can now be used as resistance. So it was supposed to be support to move higher, but now it was broken through, so it can be used as resistance. Then we had this old fair value gap that was used as support but was traded through. Now it can be acted as resistance, and that's where I put the entry. And on top of that, you also had this fair value gap that had not been traded to yet. So what ends up happening is price actually taps this fair value gap right here and only then breaks lower. So as I was expecting, this ends up being used as resistance to break lower and seek lower prices in line with the daily bias. So my idea was entering at some of these highs. So after sweeping all the highs, breaking lower, so market shift, fair value gap, and a lot of price right here supporting the move lower. So because of that, I entered in the trade. We started having this reaction right here, and we had this fair value gap that was tapped into, and then price ended up breaking lower, breaking below all this. And since I'm not aiming for the fences, and this was a 7 pip stop, I was like, okay, I am going to take 80% of partials right here. There's no need to be forcing much more. Like, if I am able to take this trade, it's a 3% trade. It's already good. If I'm able to do this once a week, that's perfectly fine. So entered in this trade, ended up taking 80% of partials right here. And you also had core retail sales, well, retail sales as news, as a news catalyst coming out for the dollar. So that's when this ended up breaking lower. But again, there's no need for me to be aiming for the fences right here and trying to aim for the 1 to 10, 1 to 8, whatever it is, when I can just consistently take my profits right here, not let 4% basically reverse on me. So took the partials, and then price ended up breaking lower. We reacted out of this low right here, and we ranged around a little bit more. Ended up sweeping this high right here, so reclaiming basically this break right here, reclaiming it and then breaking lower. I took partials after breaking this low yet again, and then we started having this, and then I only had 10% of the trade on, and that's when price was just ranging around, basically respecting this right here. And I was like, this was already 4 p.m. I had already been in the trade for a long time. I wanted to go to the gym, and I didn't want the difference that this would make. And if I push this down, you can see that here it was 8.57 R, while here where my original take profit was 10 R, and it was only a difference of 0.2. So I was like, I'm going to take my last partial right here at 8.57, banking a total of 3.5%, and I am going to move on with my day. So price ended up reacting from here, but then also ended up coming to sweep this low, these equal lows right here. And yeah, I was out of the trade, out for 4.6%, and I guess we move on, and that's it. Bye. Okay, my friends, look, I'm done for today. I've done the trade recap, I've done the ASR, I've done the markup, everything's done. Didn't do all the daily goals. Yes, you can point that out to me, that's fine. I don't want to be just completely burned out tomorrow, so I'm fine leaving it where I am right now. So I'm going to go out for dinner. Then, what else? And in the description, not only are going to be linked the prop firms that I use, but there's also going to be linked the trade breakdown of this trade that I entered on. So if you want to see that too, like literally in the moment where I was executing on MT4, and even during the video I said I was going to change something on MT4. So if you want that, it's going to be linked in the description if you want to check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this gave you a little bit of insight. Again, I didn't work myself to death today. I did that in the last day in the life and it did not go well in the next week. So going to keep it chill for today. Going to relax a little bit now. It's currently 8 p.m. For anyone that is now going to say, oh, look at you relaxing. It's like, go fuck yourself. I don't care. I want to relax. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next week with a great video that I know you are all excited to see. So hope to see you soon. Bye.